Hello, how y'all doing? It's about to go down. Like this video right here, this video right here, this is going to be the video that is going to encourage, to give you hope. It probably gonna be like, what? But I'm feeling like Usher, y'all. These are my confessions, just when I thought I was said and done. These are my confessions. But no, real talk. This is the video that is not meant for everybody. And I say that because I believe in past videos, past content that I have created. I try to tailor my content for everybody. But what I found out was in this 2024 heartbreak and these 2024 lessons that I am not meant for everybody. The way God created me is not meant for everybody, and it is okay. It's okay. And so many of times when we're on this journey, when we're on this earth and we're doing this life thing, we're looking for everything around us to make us feel better or give us that happiness or give us that peace or that joy, or we're looking for the external validation, external achievements, successes, acceptance from people. But what I had to realize was that it all started with me. It all starts on the inside. It never starts on the outside of us, but it always starts on the inside of us. Because we can pinpoint all day the problem on the outside of us. We can always say, oh, they're the problem. This is the problem. Well, my mama and them is the problem. My cousins and them are the problem. My job is the problem. My school is the problem. But when we do not take the time to look at us and say, we are the problem, are there some things in us that's the problem? That is when you truly begin to get the work done, truly begin to heal, truly begin to change your outside circumstances. Because now you are taking responsibility of having an awareness of saying, because of this wound or this hurt in me, this is how I attracted this person. Many a times, the people that are in our lives, the people, the jobs, the careers, the things that we do, most of the time it's because something that's inside of us that we chose or we valued, subconsciously or consciously. The relationship that you're in right now, most of the time is something that's in you that said, this is what I'm worth and this is what I value. I don't care what nobody's try to say or try to fix it up and say. It's something that you accepted, something inside of you that was missing or lacking, or something that you didn't see in you at that time. 2024 has taught me was that this thing is really a inside job work. It rebuilt my faith. It has taught me to not be broken and stay in my brokenness in spite of. 2024 has taught me how to 100% wholly accept me and who I am, because I is who I is. I am who I am. And if you are for me, you are for me. If you're not, you're not, and it's okay. That I had to learn to accept all of who I was, the good, the bad, the ugly, and the ratchet. 2024 taught me to no longer live in shame and guilt, because this year was hard. It was hard for me. It took me 10 months to get my mind right, because at one point I thought I was going crazy. Yeah. One point in 2024, I thought I had lost my mind because of how bad I was wounded. And even when I was wounded, I realized that I made decisions out of my wounds. I had to get to a place of, I cannot stay stuck in this hurt or broken place, because I'm going to allow all the work that I've done in my healing, or all the work that I have overcame from my past, to just go to waste. This is going to be it. I'm just going to let this hurt be the hurt, and I'm going to stay stuck in this hurt. I was like, nah, I can't get down like that. I can't fold like that. I made a decision. I had to get an accountability partner. I had to get real with the Father, with the Most High. And the thing about my relationship with the Father, I am not a religious person. I do not believe in religion, and that's a whole nother video for a whole nother time. But when I talk to my Father, I talk like I'm talking to you. But one thing that is a difference is that I know that He is the author and finisher of my life. Like, I understand that this life that He has given me is all for His plan and all for His glory. And everything that I've gone through, every mistake, every trial, every challenge, everything that I have been through is for His glory and for the people that I'm meant to serve. So what this wound did in my life, the spiritual side of it, it literally put a stamp of approval of what I was meant to do on this earth. Because I believe that 2024 was going to take me out. You know, when you're on this journey of healing, you're never done with the work. You're never done healing. You never get to a point of, I'm healed, I got this. There's no need for me to do anything else because I'm healed. No. There's always going to be something or circumstances that happen in life that shows you a wound inside of you that maybe was suppressed, or something that you did not quite get over yet, or something that you still need to work on, or something that you've gotten to a place of like, dang, I remember 5 years ago, this used to bother me, but now I'm able to handle this better. So triggers really are, I call them, they're revealers. They revealed in us what we have healed from, continue to still need healing in, or we're still on that process or that journey of doing the work to heal. And so I did not know that I had a lot of unaddressed issues of the heart, issues of shame and guilt. Just like many of you might be watching, I got a past. But what I believed and what I thought was that if the work that I did, the good works, if I can show up in my community, if I can show up in my ministry, that all my good works at that time could erase all the bad that I'd done in my past. Right? And so I couldn't show up 100%. I couldn't show up and serve 100% because I was showing up as a version of me, a persona of who I was. I wore a mask because I wanted to be accepted, and because I felt like if I told you that I was an ex-stripper, if I told you that I was an ex-dancer, come on, if I told you that I was an ex-porn addict, if I told you that I was an ex-weed head, an ex-drug dealer, like, would they really accept me in these spaces that I was trying to get into? So it was a heavy shame and guilt on my life because I felt like who I was, I could not show up 100% because nobody will accept an ex-stripper. Who? Nobody will accept an ex-weed head, a smoker in this speaker space. No. And so a heavy shame and guilt. And that's another thing, like the enemy, the spiritual side of this is like the enemy will try to use your past against you, will try to use shame against you, will try to use guilt against you. Who do you think you are to think that you can speak to people and you used to do this? Or who do you think you are to think that you could be top of your class when you used to come from this type of environment or this type of background? Who do you think you are? And so a lot of issues of my heart, this wound in 2024 revealed that I had a lot of stuff in my heart that God was trying to get out of me. But if I never would got wounded, I would have never known that these issues were still in my heart, that I dealt with some type of pettiness. Can we say amen? It revealed so many wounds in me. And I gotta say and share this with you. The wound that it revealed to me was that I'm a type of person that if you hurt me, I want to get my lick back. Because if I'm hurting, you need to hurt the same way. That was one of the pettiness that I've had in my heart. Like, if you do something to me, I got to do something to you. And in that, I end up jumping into a new relationship and end up pregnant with my first son. I don't think I can see. Can I see? No, I don't think I can see. But yeah. So the enemy tried to play with my mind on that. Oh, look at you. You're supposed to be a leader in the community. You're supposed to be a leader in the ministry. But prior to that, I had already kind of sat myself down from ministry and community work. And so I wanted the person that hurted me, I wanted that person to feel my pain. And it was crazy because it was not until I realized it was like I'm doing more damage to myself and to my own mind and to my own spirit than I am doing to this other person. And why do we think when we're hurt or when we're wounded, trying to make somebody else feel our hurt and our pain, that it hurts them, it hurts the other people, when it literally hurts us? And for those of you that might be watching, this ain't for you. This ain't for you. The people that are needing this right now are those that have been brokenhearted, those that are battling shame, those that are battling guilt, battling self-worth and self-esteem issues, that is battling doubt. So I had to begin to realize that in my brokenness, that I was choosing to live and make decision out of my brokenness. Whew. Heavy, heavy. You got the heavy, baby. Heavy, heavy. So yeah, I got tired of wearing the mask. I got tired of wearing the mask and the facade of perfection that I had to be and do in order to be accepted, or I had to be and do to be validated. But the thing about wearing a mask is you never know who's really for you, or who the people that you're meant to reach, or the people that you're meant to serve, because nobody really know who you are because you have put on a facade for so long. So in my brokenness, I was angry. Baby, I cussed out more people than a little bit. I thought I was delivered from being a crash out, but I realized that if I was hurt and wounded enough, that I would crash out on you. I dealt with the shame and guilt of being not a good enough mother, because I am a mother of 5 girls. And I always felt like I did not like motherhood, even though I had 5 children. And my mindset was, I don't know how to be a good mother because I never experienced a mother. I was raised up in the foster care system. So how the hell am I supposed to raise 5 girls? So I felt like the basic needs is what they needed. And I would say often, and I would say a lot, I was like, dang, I don't like being a mother. Like I've overcame a lot of challenges in life, but this challenge of motherhood is hard. And this seems like something I can't overcome. I realized in the past 7 years of my life that I couldn't be at peace with others and with my children because I didn't have peace with myself. I didn't have peace with me. I didn't love me. And so the marriage that I had that I thought that was, healthy and whole and striving, I valued that so much because I put so much value in my husband because I did not see the value in myself. And so there was a lot of things that I did not pay attention to. There was a lot of things that I was not focused on because I was focused on being and doing. Oh, I got to build this business. I got to make more money. I have to be in the community, be ministry, do. I gotta do. Listen how that sounds. Trying to be all and do all for everybody else, but could not be all and do all for myself. See, this is real talk here. This ain't no facade or faking it. I've been trying to prepare y'all. I'm trying to tell you, I've been trying to prepare y'all what it was and what it is. Because we live in these social media streets that we only show the good, we only show the success, we only show the validation, we only show the acceptance. But who is going to really show the bad and the ugly? Who is going to show the hard times? Who is going to show up and show that this is how I overcame this situation for real? Because a lot of us are faking it to make it, living in this facade world on these social media streets. Like we get dopamine hits just by strolling, looking at everybody else's life, but we are afraid to live our own life because we are afraid of our own guilt, our own shame, our own mistakes, our own life. We get value, we get entertained, we get excited, we get joy when we're looking at somebody else's life. Because we done put on a facade because we want everybody to know that we are good. So if I have to share all my good, bad, ugly, dirty about my life for his glory, so be it. If I have to be the first to say, you know what, I am going to shed the mask on these social media streets and I'm going to show you what the real is on how I truly overcame these situations in my life without being destroyed, without folding, without letting the enemy use my mind. I promise you, I'm going to do it every time for his glory. Because I have already overcame so much in my life that I am going to tell it all. These are my confessions. And those of you that don't like it, there's a click off button. There's an unfollow button. There's an unsubscribe button because I am not for you. I'm for the brokenhearted people. I'm for those people. This is what I told my accountability partner. I said, I am for the ratchets. I am for the people that are not accepted. The gangsters, the thugs, the people in corporate America that feel like that just feel like they're less than, that they don't feel like they're good enough. People that are they're influencers and they dealing with people criticizing them and judging them, are an artist that don't feel like they're good enough or their music is good enough. I'm for those people. I'm from the brokenhearted people. I am for real people. I told her that I am for the ratchet recovery. I am for the ratchets. I am for those individuals that don't fake the funk, that don't pretend that on the outside that, oh, I am so good, I am so perfect, I am so amazing. But on the inside, when they go to sleep at night, they are dying and struggling in silence. That's who I'm for. The low self-esteem people, the people that don't know that they're valuable, the people that have a hard time getting out of their mess. I am a ratchet recovery agent. I deal with the good, the bad, the ugly. And the thing is, that is who I'm here to serve. Those that people counted out, people that they don't even take a second look at to even say, hey, how you doing? I'm for the moms that have multiple baby daddies. I am for the fathers that have multiple baby mamas. I am for the people. You could call Felicia the people's champ. I am for people that are in ministry and they feel like they don't fit because they have overcame some X things. They used to be X drug addicts. They used to be X drug dealers. They used to be X addicts, or they used to just be X something. And they feel like they can't fit in ministry or they can't be used in ministry because what they've done in their past or what they went through in their past. I'm for those trauma survivors. I'm for those people. I'm not meant for you, the perfect one. You did everything that everybody told you to do and you did it well. I'm not for you. Not for you. I'm not for you if you love to judge everybody else's situation, but you won't dare turn the light on your mess. Because that be the thing. That be the thing. This is, hold on. I'm about to go on a rant real quick. I don't have no notes, by the way. This is it. I'm about to go on a rant. Give me a second. There are people in real life, some of you may know them. They will talk about, gossip, and judge everybody else. But when it comes to they mess and they dirt, ooh, baby, they won't even dare to speak on it. Let me turn a light on your heart. Let me turn a light on what's in your closet, what's behind your closed door. Let me turn a light on you, baby. Because I know there's something there. And I digress. So when you're hurting, you usually make decisions out of your hurt. 24 changed my life because I needed it emotionally, mentally, and physically to see where I was on my journey. It needed to happen. It changed my life when my daughter came to me and told me that she was being sexually abused by her stepdad. It broke my heart. And all the things that I shared with you before, I did not know how to handle it because I spent my life making sure that people in my children's life, especially my daughter's life, making sure that they were good people, making sure they were safe people, and making sure that they were around people that cared for them, because I knew firsthand what being in an unsafe environment looked like. I knew firsthand what sexual abuse does to a young girl. And the fact that I felt like I put in work to protect her from this one thing, or protect my girls from this one thing that I did not want them to ever experience, I felt like a failure. And I was angry. And the day that she told me, I immediately went into survival mode and I went into logic mode. I did not have immediate emotions at that time. When she told me, was outside in the SUV, and I came back in the house with her right beside me. And I looked him in the face and I asked him, have you ever sexually abused or touched my daughter inappropriately? And when he told me that he had inappropriately touched my daughter and said yes, I lost my mind. I lost my mind because I entrusted my children to you because we had a blended family. In total, we had 7 children together. So we had 6 girls. And being a blended family, there were times where all the kids were at our house and there were times where they were at their other parents' house. But most of the time, during breaks, during school events or school things, they were together. And the fact that I trusted you with my children and you betrayed that trust, I was angry and I wanted you to feel what I was feeling. Like I wanted to get my lick back. And so me jumping into a new relationship, I wanted you to feel my pain. I did not care. At the time, his mama was living in the house. And I was just like, don't come to me about your son. I don't care. I don't care about what your son got going on. I do not care. So what? He's been arrested. So what? He need lawyer fee for what? My concern is my children. So what? I don't care about what you and him got going on. And it got to a point where when my children would come to me and they would say things like, oh, well, grandma said something about our clothes and about accusations being made. I lost it. Because one thing I believed, one thing I felt that kids should feel safe in their own home. It does not matter. The kids should not be worried about if I'm wearing shorts and a t-shirt that somebody's looking at me. Or if I'm getting dressed in the bathroom, I got to worry about somebody opening the door on me, or I have to worry about somebody coming in my room getting dressed. That should not be a concern in a child's house. They should feel safe in their home. So I was like, how dare you? And this is now an emotional part of everything that has happened in 2024. Like, how dare you try to check my kids about what they wear? They're wearing night clothes. So, mama, you about to get this business. You about to get told about yourself. So I went off. I don't care, man. I don't care. Wrong is wrong. And I don't care if that's your only son. I don't care if that's your only child. I don't care. Wrong is wrong. And when it comes to kids and adults trying to blame kids about a grown person touching them or sexually abusing them or doing any type of neglect, man, that was one of the issues God had to deal with my heart on. Because I believe any molester, any abusers, they needed to be crucify them. Put them in jail, throw them under the jail, and lock away the key. And for her to be in my children's face and trying to blame them, I confronted her and cussed her out. The issues of the heart, my heart. After that, it was just me and my children. And I just tried to find distractions in this new relationship because it hurted so bad to know that my daughter had been sexually abused. And what topped the cake for me was the song that was sung was, she was touching on me first. She did this to me. I said, a child? We're blaming a child? We're blaming children? So I felt emotionally, I felt like, oh, I definitely got to get my lick back. I definitely got to get my lick back. Because you right now, you don't have no remorse. In my this is emotion. Like I said, there's a spiritual side of things and there's an emotional, physical side of things. I was in my emotions, y'all. 2024 has taught me a lot. And during this whole year, I wanted him to be crucified. I wanted him to feel the wrath of the fiery flames. Like, flog him, stone him, take him off, burn him. Like that was like the whole mindset. So I didn't do a lot of speaking. I didn't do a lot of content creating. I didn't do a lot of anything because that would have been my message. All molesters, all abusers need to be thrown in jail, crucify them, burn them at the stake. But then the Father checked me. He said, wrong is wrong, right? You have done things as well, Felicia. And in my eyes, there's nothing greater or nothing bigger than a sexual abuser versus somebody that is a murderer, or a sexual abuser versus somebody that's a liar. Like, I don't see a difference. It's wrong is wrong. And I was like, you know what, Father? But I feel this is how I feel, Daddy. This is how I feel, Father. And I don't know about your relationship with the Father, but this is how me and the Father talk. We be having conversations. And that's the difference from religion. I can't do religion. I can't do religious people. Can't do it. And I was like, Father, I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. And he was like, well, if he's deserving of death, so do you. I was like, ouch. Really? Really, Daddy? Really? And this is when something in my heart began to change. I had to now take responsibility for how life was looking for me, because I had made decision out of this broken situation. I had spent about 6 months trying to get him and his mama to see and feel what I was feeling. Hurt, broken, devastated, ashamed, embarrassed. But it was something about that 10th month, because I decided that I was not going to allow this thing to destroy me, because it was on its way to destroy me. Trying to make them see, or make him see, you're wrong, trying to prove a point. You did this, you did that. I was destroying myself, trying to make them see that they were wrong. And that happens when we're hurting and we want somebody to feel our hurt. We'll destroy ourselves trying to get justice for ourselves, and then don't really get the justice that we looking for and seeking, because in the whole time we can't sleep, we can't eat, we're going through so much emotional turmoil, we're going through so much mental crisis. And then in these type of situations, I don't care what nobody say. If you ain't never been through this, you can't say nothing. You can't have an opinion. You can't say absolutely nothing, because there's so much layers to this thing that only a person that actually walks through this process and overcome the process can truly guide someone else to help them. And I really believe that this is why the father had put a stamp of approval and say, you know what, daughter? He said, you talking about healing, you talk about overcoming, you talking about sexual abuse, you talk about trauma, you talk about all these things. This is my step of approval that you are the person that is needed in this time, because so many people are hurting, and you got the tools, you got the resources, and you know how to overcome these challenges. Do I believe that it happened just to happen? No, absolutely not. I hate that it happened, because I got people out there in these social media streets who are like, well, you think that you deserve this? No, I don't think that I deserve this. What I think is there's a spiritual thing and there's a physical realm. Everything that happens in the spiritual comes to the natural. It might be too deep for y'all. This physical realm, this flesh realm, it ain't nothing. There's an actual spiritual realm. There's actually a spiritual dimension. And it happens in the spiritual dimension first before it even comes to the physical. And so what I believe is that for order for me to break free and remove the mask, to actually be a generational curse breaker, that I had to go through these challenges, because I know there's a lot of women, there's a lot of men, there are a lot of grandparents and guardians that have a child came to them in 2024 and said, I was sexually abused by so-and-so. Or they got adult children coming to them and saying, I was sexually abused, or I was touched on by this person. And this might be too heavy for social media streets, but this is why I'm here. And this is who I'm called to and called for. I ain't meant to serve those people that wants to live in their facade. They want to live in their accolades. They want to live in their validation. And that's all they see, and that's all they know. I'm here for those that have been brokenhearted for real, and give them freedom, and that they can step out of, they can overcome, they can get through anything that has broken their heart. So this video might be too heavy for y'all. This video might be too much for y'all. But those that are listening, those that are watching, those that are seeing me right now, they know what it is. Do not base your life and make decisions out of your hurt or your brokenness, trying to get justice for yourself, because it does not help your situation. It makes you angrier. It makes you more emotionally unstable. But the best thing you can do is be a support to your children. I have gotten rid of shame. I have gotten rid of guilt. Talk about me. But when you talk about me, talk about how I overcame. Talk about his glory on my life. Talk about things that had tried to break me, but I'm here. Talk about the courage that it takes to help other women that are going through the same thing get through this. Because you can't talk about the bad without talking about the other. Talk about it. I want you to talk about it. I was like, Father, how do I get a check out of this challenge? How do I get a bag out of this hurt? I'm not about to just go through this just to go through this. Father, who can I serve right now while I'm going through this? Who can I serve right now? Who can I be right now? Who have you created me to be for real? With no facade, with no fake and no funk. Who can I be right now? So you might look at past content and you be like, oh, she's so encouraging. She gives me hope. And then you might see current content, 2025 content, and you might be like, she's still the hope giver, but she a little rough around the edges. I is who I is. Don't get it twisted. I'm very well educated, but I've been through some things. I'm here to serve the brokenhearted people. I'm tired of the social media. I'm tired of the fake and the phonies and the 10 steps and the if you do this, that you will be healed. I despise the mental health field. And I'm going to say this, do not shoot me because y'all know social media, like cancel culture. Where the mental health profession and field is going, where they have made it look pretty and made it look like, oh, I've been in therapy for 15 years. If you've been in therapy for 15 years, you are the problem. And they have not helped you yet. That means they're just hitting the symptoms. I am tired of people just hitting the symptoms. Oh, well, she's a drug addict. He's a drug addict. That's a symptom. Well, he's a porn addict. She's a porn addict. That's a symptom. What's the root? Can we get to the root cause? Because there's a root there. Oh, she's a perfectionist and she's a high achiever and she's just mean and da da da. That's a symptom. Give me the root. I want to be the root worker. I want to help you dig out that root. This is the realest you're going to get from a coach. I refuse to hide anymore because I know what my purpose is. I'm here on this earth to give hope, encouragement, and awareness to those that feel like they don't see no way out. Those that have been through some things in life and they feel like they have no value. I'm there for those people. I'm here for those people. So what my daughter told me changed my life forever. I will always believe children when they say that they have been abused. And one thing I'm sick of, I am sick of the Black community, the Caribbean community, the brown community hiding these victimizers in their family, and everybody want to keep a secret that Uncle so-and-so used to touch on so-and-so, and Auntie Shirley used to touch on so-and-so and so-and-so, and nobody wants to have a sit-down meeting in these Black families to talk about, oh, you got a problem. We need to come up with a family plan on how we're going to protect these kids that's coming up in this family. But that's another video. My prayer for this video is to bring awareness, to remove the mask, to give hope, to give encouragement that you can overcome. In spite of what it looks like, that you can overcome any situation, any struggle, any circumstance, or anything that's outside of in your environment, that you can overcome it and that you can become who you are meant to be for real. No mask on, with no pretending, with no faking the funk, that you can overcome it all. That will always be my message and will continue to be my message, because I refuse to fold. I refuse to fold spiritually. I refuse to fold mentally, emotionally. I got family mythologies I got to break. I got family trauma that I got to break. I got issues of the heart that I got to get rid of. I got to break off me. If you know some family or an adult that they have shared with you that their child have revealed to them that they've been sexually abused, reach out to me, because I do have resources. I do have tools on the steps you need to take and how you get through this situation, these circumstances without losing it, and how to overcome these things. So I will be doing a whole series on just when a child tells, and this is mostly for guardians, parents, and professionals that work in the space of children and sexual abuse, to help guide parents and guide the guardians on how to get through, because we have a lot of resources for children, but we don't have a lot of resources for adults on how they themselves could emotionally, mentally, and physically get through this devastating news that they just found out. Definitely reach out to me I'm on all social medias at I am Felicia J. I am on YouTube. Subscribe, because I definitely will be doing videos on just different things that is needed in the community for these type of situations. And then don't forget, January 27th, I am hosting a Removing the Mask course. It's going to be 7 weeks live session. And this is for all my perfectionists, my people pleasers, my people that have been through some things and they're just ready to remove the mask of not being able to say no and feeling bad when they say no, trying to be all and do all for everybody else. But when it comes to showing up for themselves, they don't know how to show up for themselves. This is for high achievers that feel like they are burdened with so much on their plate and they feel like they have to show up, because if they don't show up, it's just going to all fall apart. This is for the strong ones, the strong family members, the strong friends. So go ahead and register. You can register again at IamFeliciaJ.com. And I just hope that my story inspires you to step out and walk out your own healing journey, that you can overcome all of your challenges.
It's a beautiful day, beautiful day, beautiful day.